at least if it does happen, I'm prepared. I got shelter, I got food, I got water, I got ammo, I got guns to protect my place, and I have all kind of security measures in place that if the day it happens, my place will be fortified. And nobody give me any of that. I paid for it, and I've been just doing a little bit by little bit by little bit. And no, it ain't toilet paper like some of these people did during Corona. They went out and were greedy. I'm not greedy. I don't go down to the store and spend $10,000 and buy everything in a freezer. I buy a little bit at a time and keep stocking up on it. They get out and buy every damn roll of toilet paper they had on the shelf. They didn't care about nobody else. Oh, I need it all, and then they buy it. But then when the time comes that they run out and they need it, they're the first ones that say, well, this guy got 10 rolls. He got to give me a roll. And it's all over the place. And it ain't just that. It's whether it's food, whether it's money, no matter what. And that's another thing. You people, if this does go down and our country's going to come to a standstill, the grid's going to go down too. And all you people that have money, that are the ones that voted for Biden, or you didn't vote for him, or you voted for Trump, who knows, who cares, but you have lots of money and you got in a bank, when the grid goes down, you're going to be worse off than everybody else. I'm telling you that right now, because you're not going to be able to access your money. It's going to be locked in the bank, and there's going to be no grid that's going to be up and running for you to get on and withdraw money. The only people that's going to be able to buy anything is people that have cash. People that are saving cash, hiding cash, putting it in their own safes in their house. And you know what? I don't, because I don't need it. Like I said, I've been saving, stockpiling food, water, which is out where a little bit of land that we bought, and it's all nice, safe, and sound. So we won't need money for nothing. I mean, we got soap, shampoo, some toilet paper, the necessities that people don't think about, like garbage bags, duct tape, batteries, lighters. It's all stuff I thought of a long time ago, and I've been stockpiling. So me, I don't care if the grid goes down, because I won't need money. And your credit cards and your checks are going to be worthless. Totally worthless. And it might even come to the point where money will be worthless. The only way you're going to get anything is by trading something. And it might end up coming to that, who knows. But, I mean, I just feel what's going on. A lot of people, most people are behind the truckers and what they're doing. But then there's some people that ain't. Hey, that's your choice. You don't want to be behind them, that's fine. I totally get that. You know, there's no law that says you have to support them. That's your decision, so be it. You make that decision. But you make that decision, and then something happens that they do it anyways, or they don't do it. Let's just say you make the decision not to support them. Okay, that's your business. And then they don't end up doing it. They don't get on, they don't gridlock the Capitol, or they don't stop running. And then Biden, let's just say, he would decide to force you to get the shot, and then what's going to come next? I'll take away everybody's guns. Then, if that happens, which I don't know if it will, if it won't, I don't know. It might. But then if that happens, it's no longer going to be a government. It's going to be a dictatorship. Then everybody's going to have to do what the government tells them. You're going to have to take certain jobs, make a certain amount of money. That's all you can do. And guess what? You're the guys that help make that decision to make it that way, not me. Now, I know most people are for Trump, and most people do make the right decisions. It's mostly younger people out there that have no idea what they're talking about, and they don't think of the consequences, the long-term results of what's going to happen. They're the ones that's making these decisions, like protesting Trump when Trump was in office. And me and wife seen this coming. We knew what Biden was going to do. We knew it was coming. He's a Democrat. Plain and simple. It's a proven fact. Democrats are always the ones that want to take everybody's money and spend it on themselves. Whether you like it or you don't, I don't really care, but that's the way it is. We knew it was coming. Then you had these young people out there supporting Biden, and guess what? I know about 30 people that voted for Biden, and every one of them that I've asked, I didn't ask them all, but everyone that I did ask, I asked them, what would you have done if you knew Biden was going to do this? I'd have never voted for him. I'd have never voted for him. But it's the same old cliche, man. You gotta, not everybody's perfect, and yeah, maybe Trump made mistakes, and maybe he wasn't that good, maybe, let's just say he wasn't, but you always gotta pick the lesser of the two evils. And in this case, which I know for a fact that, well, I don't know for a fact, but I know in my heart and soul that this wasn't a fair election. I don't care what anybody says, you know. But hey, he got in. Hey, let's give the man a chance. Let's see what he can do. You never know. He might do our country good. Then what's the first thing he does the day he's inaugurated? Sign a paper for open border policies to let these drug runners and dope addicts. Now, not everybody's like that. I'll admit that there's a lot of good people from down south, Mexico, or even Guatemala, or say Switzerland or anywhere else. There's a lot of good people that come here. But then he wants to try and pass a law that makes illegal immigrants have the right to vote. That is total, complete bullshit. You want to vote, you want a stimulus check, you want the government to help you, then do it like everybody else has done it for the last 500 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 100 years. You come to this country, you apply for citizenship, and you do it the right way. You become a U.S. citizen. You get your green card, keep your head down, do what's right, then you become a citizen. And I know quite a few people that weren't born in this country, that immigrated to this country, and they've done it the right way. One of them is a guy I work with, one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. Give his shirt off his back to help you. He come here with his wife and his kids. He got a green card. He lived here for a while, worked, and then he decided to become a U.S. citizen. And he's a great man. That's the way you do it. You don't let these people coming from other countries, because you don't know who's coming in. Like the one guy that come in and raped that lady and killed her. He's been deported 3 times. 3 times he's been deported. And they left him come into the country. Now we're going to build houses and give people free crack pipes and free dope. And it's just absolutely, utterly, utterly mind-blowing that one person can make such stupid, moronic, idiotic decisions. And the first thing that's going to happen when this stuff comes and this stuff goes down, it's going to be the people that voted for him that's going to be, oh, I need help. We didn't know he was going to do this. And then you should, when voting time comes, which I know a lot of people, quite a few people have voted for Biden, said they voted for him just because they didn't like Trump. That's like saying, oh, you know, I don't like Joe Schmo over here, but you know what? I hate this guy even more, so I'm going to let this guy live with me. That is one of the dumbest decisions I ever made. And then these masks, that is just hilarious. That is just absolutely hilarious. They're going to stop the coronavirus or stop you from giving it to somebody. That's like saying a pair of underwear is going to stop a freaking fart. It's never going to happen. It's just one of their ways to try and control us. And these people, a lot of people don't even question it. Oh, they said we should get the shot. Let's go get the shot. I won't, and my wife won't. We absolutely refuse. We don't care if we have to live in a camper off-grid and survive by killing deer or growing vegetables or becoming vegetarians. If that's what we got to do, that's what we're going to do. But I'll never, never let the government take away my rights. They're not going to take away my guns. They're not going to take away my right or my freedom to get a shot or not get a shot. I don't want a shot. I'm not getting a shot. You know, and again, all my guns, I paid for them. I bought them. I'll be damned if I'm handing them over to them. I will die for the simple principle that they're not taking something I worked for, something I bought, something that I paid taxes on when I bought it, and something I take care and maintain. I'm a good citizen of this country. I work, and when I get home from work, I work on my garage to make more money. I do that. I help people if I can help people. Normally, you're nice to me, I'm nice to you, I'll help anybody. I respect our American soldiers to the fullest. I respect our police department. If it wasn't for our police, you would have people breaking into your houses every day. You'd have people raping your wives, raping your kids, raping your neighbors. You would have people stealing everything off you. And then people stand there and get mad at them because they're doing their job. That's just ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. You know, and I ain't saying every cop out there is a good cop. I know there's good cops, there's bad cops. We all know that. There's cops out there that'll take a bribe and turn a blind eye or do something. It's a fact of life. Same with anybody. I mean, you have good people and you have bad people. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're immigrants, if they're citizens, if they're fat, if they're skinny, if they're tall, if they're short, if they're black, if they're white, if they're green, if they're purple, if they have the mind of a 2-year-old or the mind of a 100-year-old. You have good people and you have bad people in every race, every religion. And that's another thing. Religion. Biden gets his way and it becomes a dictatorship. The only religion you're going to do is the religion they tell you you're going to do. If you're a Christian and they want you to be a Protestant, you could say goodbye to you being a Christian. And you know what? I don't care who believes in what religion. I'm a Catholic, and I don't care. I believe in Jesus, and I do 100% to the fullest effect. And the way life goes is the way He wants it to go. When your time's up, your time's up, you're going. That's all there is to it. But I don't never, ever put somebody else down because they're not the same color as me, or they have the same religion as me, or because I got more money than them, which I'm not rich. We live comfortable, but we're not rich by no means. I mean, I'm coming to you right now from my office that I built. And that's another thing. You know, I built this office in August. Yeah, it was August of 2019. Plywood, 7/16 plywood I bought for this office. It was $14 a sheet. $14 a sheet. Now that was in August. April, we opened camp. And we just bought a new camper and we moved to a site back against the woods. And I decided I wasn't putting up the old deck, I was building a new one. So I went up and got 5 sheets of 7/16 plywood. The same plywood that I paid $15 a sheet for is now $32 a sheet. Drywall, I paid, I think it was $22 for 2 sheets. It was like $11 a sheet. It's now $24 a sheet. Yeah, my back porch I want to enclose and make into a room to go out and sit in the evenings and enjoy it. And I can't afford it. To enclose a 10 by 6 foot room, enclose it, put a roof on it, drywall it, put electrical in it, is going to cost me a little over $800. When I built this office, it cost me $4. And it's the same size. It ain't a very big office. I just took my porch and enclosed it and made it into an office. I just had to do it for my business, which I don't run full time because I still have a full time job. I only do that part time after work and on the weekends because I enjoy doing it. It's something that I enjoy. But again, that's people's asked me for my opinions and they ask me all about it, and I hear people giving these truckers crap. that what they're doing ain't right, what they're doing ain't justified. Yes, it is justified. Maybe not clogging up the streets, no. But what's justified is if what these truckers need to do is just stop driving. Stop driving. Because within 3 days, it's a proven fact. Within 3 days, you ain't going to have nothing left in your grocery store. Your grocery store is going to be closed. And then guess what? All them people, it might only be temporary, but all them people who work there are now out of work. And that's your average Joe like me that don't make a lot of money. So guess what? They're not going to have a lot of food in reserves. They're all going to lose their jobs. They're going to be out looking. And then when the truckers stop, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And then you're going to have more people out there that's just trying to support their families, so they're going to start robbing people, breaking into people's houses to steal food or whatever they can to support their family. They might not want to do it, but they're going to have to feed their family, support their family. And then what about all these other people? Yeah, that's one of them. You know, the truck drivers that deliver you gas, there'll be no gas, there'll be no heating oil, there'll be no food. What about people that you don't think about? Say like your garbage collectors. They stop running. What are you going to do after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks when you got a mountain of garbage outside that's 5, 6 feet high that stinks to high heaven? All because of them, trying to force them to get something and do something that they don't want to do. Again, like I said, yes, I'm a truck driver. I don't drive over the road no more. I drive locally. But I feel the same way. I will not get it, and I absolutely refuse to get it. I'll lose my job first. And they ain't taking nothing of mine that I worked for and I paid for and I bought. You know, and when it comes down to it, like I said, people can believe what they want. They can think what they want. Biden is only out for himself. That's the only person he's out for. He's out for himself to make himself look good, or try to, which he'll never do. He ain't smart enough to do that. There's no way. But he has other people trying to tell him all, and everything that he's doing, he can say what he wants is to benefit him, to benefit his family. None of our other presidents ever did that. They all did what they thought was in the best interest of this country. Like Bush. Yeah, a lot of people give him crap for declaring war and sending all our troops over to Afghanistan and Kuwait. But you know what? They never tried screwing with us because they knew we weren't going to take it. We went over there, kicked ass, took everybody out, done. But now, it's a different story. If Russia gets involved with this and Russia decides to come against us, there's going to be trouble. Because Russia is not a country to mess with. And I'll tell you right now, I've read up on a lot about Russia. I've seen a lot of things. And me and the wife's been doing this stuff for the last 2 years. Just things that we think that might happen. What happens if this happens? He does this or he does that. So we start checking it out. And if Russia decides to invade us or go against us, we're going to be in trouble. So, but I think that's enough. I've been on here for 43 minutes. People wanted me, like I said, I've had quite a few people in the comments ask me about it, and I really never like getting into politics. Just for the simple fact that I don't need the aggravation. I don't. But I will not back down from my rights. I will not back down from what I believe in. Like I said before, I believe in all my rights is protecting my family, and anybody that tries to do my family harm, whether it's my sister would happen to come to my place because they don't have food, or my brother and his family, or a couple of my good friends, my door's open to them, and they know that. I'll give them and do whatever I can to help them. And then we'll all just have to make decisions as a group. And I will die to defend them. I will die to keep my rights. I will die to keep my guns. And I will definitely die for my country. I love my country. This is the greatest country in the world. And yes, I would die for it. Now, I never went into the service, wanted to when I was younger, but they wouldn't take me. I had some health issues and they'd never take me. But if they come knocking on my door tomorrow and ask me, hey, we need you to go here or go here, you're going to be in the front line. I'd do it. I'd do it. And before I go, and there's another thing that gets me about this mask mandate and everything, is if you have people that I call NIMBYs. George Carlin said it years and years and years ago, one of the greatest comedians that ever lived. George Carlin said it, they're called NIMBYs. People that say, oh, well, yes, we need masks, or, oh, we need more prisons, but not in my backyard. That's NIMBYs. Oh, yeah, build more prisons. We need more prisons. Keep these people off the street, but don't build them around my house. I don't want them around my house. Why? You afraid you're going to break out of jail and hang around the jailhouse and around your house right by the jail? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And these are the main people that will sit there and complain that they don't have nothing, or that life's treating them unfair, but they won't do nothing to help their life. They won't do nothing to better their life. They won't even help others. And I'll give you a good example. About 12, 14 years ago, me and the wife was going down the road here, close to our home. And we happened to be coming down the hill, and we seen like 5 or 6 cars pulled off to the right. And everybody that was in the cars was standing by the guardrail. And they were on the right-hand side. I don't know what was going on. And as I rounded the bend where they were parked, on the left-hand side, oh man, my hair's a mess. I need to get it combed. I'll do that. But anyways, I know I look like a mess right now. But anyways, all these cars are parked on the right-hand side. And as we come around the turn, I look to the left, and it was like kind of like off the side of the road, a ditch, and then there was a hillside, but the ditch was probably 4 or 5 feet wide on the side of the road. And there's a car in the ditch, laying on its side, with some lady trapped inside of it, bleeding, in bad shape. So I stopped, got out of the car. Everybody's standing there saying about her. Everybody's standing there watching her. But not one person would go over and help that poor woman out of her car. And it ain't that I'm a hero, because I never was and I never will be. I just feel that if I can help somebody, I don't care about my life. I don't. I will put my life in danger to help somebody else. And that's just the way it is. I don't even think about it. I just do it. Ran over and helped the lady out of the car. Got her out of the car and got her on the road. And they ended up taking her by life flight from that scene. And everybody else that was standing there must have been 20 people there. Not one of them would take the chance to go over and help that lady out of her car. Oh, it's smoking. It might catch on fire. Yeah, so if that's what happens, that's what happens. Now, I know a lot of people, they're not like that. Some people just, they're not like I am. They sit down and think first everything rationally, and then they think, well, I don't want to be one that's going to be burned, or what if I get killed, and they won't do it. And not everybody's the same, and that's just the way it is. But don't stand there and say about that poor woman, somebody ought to help her, when you're standing there doing nothing. It's people like that, they're the people nowadays. And that's the problem. People, oh yeah, I voted for Biden. Oh well, he's doing a horrible job. Well, you're the one who voted for him, not me. And then they won't take responsibility for what they do. And I've seen it more than once. I've seen it on multiple occasions. When I used to drive truck over the road, I was out in a place in the very western end of Pennsylvania called Burgettstown. It's off of Route 8. And there's a pickup truck in front of me, and I was heading down to a place called Union Electric Steel. And there's another big truck coming up the hill where a guy got impatient and was passing that truck, going northbound, but he was in a southbound lane. And as we come around the turn, the pickup